Got it. Okay.
Okay, welcome everybody. I'm very excited to have.
Hold on one sec.
Oh, I have to hold on 1 second. It says meeting is now streaming live. So,
Okay,
Yep, I'm showing live on my side as well.
Court, give me the go ahead.
go ahead.
Okay, I want to welcome everybody again to the #1 morning Christmas light show that is operating at this time, based out of Irvine, California. Isn't that crazy? The #1 Christmas light show. Very exciting.
Awesome.
And one of my guests I have on today, I'm very excited to talk to you. And I've been looking forward to this conversation for a while. So let me go ahead and welcome Robert Pinson to the broadcast here. Thanks, Robert, for joining us.
Hey, man. Hey, everyone. I'm super excited to be here. I can't wait to see everybody here in about a T-minus a month from now. Looking forward to meet as many people, add value any way that I can. So looking forward to get started on that right now.
All right. Well, thank you. We'll talk a little bit more about CLIPA. You're one of our speakers at CLIPA. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit and what your subject is going to be. Very excited to hear about that and excited to see you actually speak at CLIPA. So I believe this is your first time, right?
This will be my first time speaking at CLIPA. However, I've been actively engaged with you guys for, I think, 5 years now. You guys really helped set up the foundation for our Christmas light business. And so being asked to be a part of this is a huge opportunity for myself, but just I'm very excited.
Yeah. So, Robert, I was doing a little stalking on your Facebook, and I noticed that you are based out of Baton Rouge. Is that any relation to Moulin Rouge, or is that close to Moulin Rouge?
No, Baton Rouge. I actually don't know the differences there or how far separation. But Moulin Rouge is not located here, but it is Mardi Gras here right now. So forgive my surroundings. So happy Mardi Gras to everyone. Everybody is kind of partying right down the road. So, but yes, no, Baton Rouge, the capital. We're about an hour away from New Orleans.
Okay.
And we do work and services all across the I-10 corridor from Lake Charles, which is far west Louisiana, to New Orleans, which is far east.
Yeah. Well, very cool. Let's talk about Robert himself. Let's talk about your history. I know you come from the military. I'd love to hear about that. I'd love to hear about your entrepreneur, when you started, that type of stuff. So let's go back. We don't have to go back, to the birth of Robert, but let's start somewhere and just tell us about your history and where you come from, your background.
Okay, yeah. So I after high school, I joined the Marines. I was an artillery howitzer section chief. Upon exiting, I did a deployment to Afghanistan, and being involved in that realm, really opened up my eyes a lot to what it is that I wanted to involve myself in after the military life. And what that was helping people. I love being able to be involved in helping military members transition out of the military into the civilian lifestyle and workforce. And we have multitudes of ways in which we do that. But when I got out, I started a company called Freedom Services, which was an exterior cleaning company. So we did soft washing and pressure washing. And that was about going on 8 years ago now. And from there, I realized that there was this huge gap with our employees to downtime during the wintertime seasons, and for an employee retention program, so we didn't have to lay off, retrain, rehire, and do all that. We decided to incorporate the Christmas light industry into it, so that way we're covering all seasonalities there. From there, I've been in the Christmas light industry now for going on 6 years. And that has allowed me the time as well to build up a construction company because I do a lot of real estate investing through partnerships, creative financing strategies, and that's anywhere from land deals to single family fix and flips. We run a full ISA company that is 100% handled by military members that are actually still active in the military, that are coming over to help get trained up on skills from cold calling to basic ISA strategies. It's a whole component of military members coming in, finding their drive, finding what it is that makes them tick, us helping them through that entire process while also being able to make money with our real estate investing company as well. So it's quite an endeavor. It takes an army to get where it is that I've been. I definitely did not do it by myself. One of my favorite books is Who, Not How. And I think that that's going to speak volumes onto a lot of things that I'm going to hit on at at our CLIPA, and I'm excited to be able to dig into those things.
Yeah, and I appreciate your service. We all do in protecting the country and doing what you do. It means so much to all of us, and I love your foundation of what you do. You hire, military to, people that have come out of the military and stuff like that for your companies, and you help them get their feet. And there's a lot of stuff, as you know, we've been working with, and you introduced me to. We both got our folds. You got your shirt on. I've got my hat on. Folds of Honor, and I wouldn't know Folds of Honor unless it was you that brought it to me. You brought it to our attention. So I'm very excited and blessed to have that and found Folds of Honor through you.
I really appreciate that, and honestly, I appreciate it more for Fold's side because of the impact that they gave me when I got out. I was in a pretty hostile territory in southern Helmand province, and so upon my return, and my father's an avid golfer, which is how I got linked to this, but having an organization that donates the magnitudes of dollars, I think they're at 92 cents for every dollar made, they donate back to local communities. So for me, my organization here in Louisiana, we're going to donate, our money to stay with Louisiana veterans, while your organization over in California will stay in California. So it allows the states to really hone in on their local communities, because, the more personal you get with this, it really does create much more of a dramatic impact. And so I'm excited to be able to have helped out with that.
Yeah, and I do appreciate it. And when you told me about it, it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I've told the story several times. Because I don't know, this flag that's here on my wall. I just got this from my mom. She's had it all these years. That's my dad's flag. And he was tragically killed in San Diego back in 1975. So 40 something years ago, 47 years ago. So I never knew him, but, seeing my mom struggle through all those years and not having an organization like Folds, that was painful. And I reflect back on it and I look at the job she worked, and she would work, during the day and then work during the night. And something like Folds could have definitely helped her out and helped us getting through school and stuff like that during those tough times. And so I look at that and I'm so passionate about it. And, I know you are very excited to be part of it. I went to the comedy club that they had just a couple of weeks ago. It was a great event they put on. And then we are donating, part of the proceeds, for CLIPA, ticket sales, booth sales, 50-50 raffle. We're actually have some representatives out there, and, and I want to touch upon this because I think it's really important. And I think you do as well. So we're going to have representatives out there. Someone is either a recipient of Folds or a family member of Folds is going to be speaking just for, 8 to 10 minutes. So very excited to have them. And we've talked about this, and all the people and they're going to have a booth and stuff. So absolutely, very excited to have them out there and very passionate about it. And I'm excited to help them.
And I'm so excited that, this organization that has helped me so much is, going to be at the forefront of this year's CLIPA. And I'm looking forward to incorporating new ways and finding other nonprofit organizations in the future to maybe discuss with you on as well. Sure. So, because that's the foundation. I truly believe that any business that has a mission-based mindset will succeed. And obviously success is defined by each individual person. But for me, it has given me the ability to continuously wake up each and every day after, those long days back in the Marines. And so finding purpose, Purpose-Driven Life is another really good book. Finding purpose and instilling that after these military members get out is a huge impact towards their success.
Yeah. That's that great book, Rick Warren. That's my church, Saddleback Church. It's right up the road from here. So,
well, I love his book and would love a signed copy.
Yeah, well, if I ever see him, I've seen him around town and stuff like that. He lives right in the neighborhood, and I've seen him around town, things like that. But they have a new pastor in there, and he's amazing. So, Rick retired. He's still doing stuff, but great guy. I've met him, a couple times, and just a wonderful, human being. His book is amazing. So if you get your hands on that, definitely get a copy of that. So
absolutely.
So in talking about all this and the contribution, stuff like that, and that's something I really want to talk to you about. I mean, we're really passionate about that, and I'm working with Folds to put together some stuff where we can actually offer scholarships to individuals that are interested in getting in the Christmas light industry. And you actually took our training back in Atlanta. I think it was probably 5-6 years ago. I don't know if you were in the business yet, or are you?
I was trying to figure out what it was more so that employee thing, and I had no idea what I was getting involved in when we
Yeah.
came to that training. And I believe Ryan Fox was my teacher at the time,
Yeah.
and he did an unbelievable job. And I believe he's going to be speaking at this event too, so it's
Yes,
going
he
to be
is.
really cool to
Yeah.
reconnect. But yes, we took the training with no money really that we had. You guys actually helped us out with a military discount to get us into the training
Good.
because and we appreciated that. But I knew that we needed to do something else. And my father is an unbelievable business consultant. I've got relationships with some of the top business professionals in our area.
Mhm.
And when I brought back this idea to some of these professionals, giving them more so the pricing in what's engulfed in this, most people that are very successful told me that it wouldn't work in our area and our economy.
Yeah.
And so this is almost like a kind of I proved you wrong kind of concept, but more
Good.
so what it is it proves to be a numbers game. And so I'm speaking about leadership and pricing strategies, more so how to really take the client, lead them to the best decision so that way you can make them as profitable as possible. And same as us. And when you think about the Christmas light industry and being profitable, how can we make somebody profitable in that? Well, that's where we get to be creative. And I'm not trying to give too much away on that because I do plan on honing in on that type of stuff when I go to speak. But
Yeah.
it's really about leading your clients to make the proper decisions so that way you can both add value to us and them. And then they're going to continuously give you a shout and want to do
Yeah.
business with us.
Love it. Love it. And I'm so proud to have you part of the CLIPA team. And that's something we're working on, is putting together some scholarships for individuals that do want to get in the Christmas light industry that can't quite afford to pay for the training. So we're going to be doing some really cool stuff to help them out and get them in our trainings and show them how to operate a business. So
and forget, I'm sorry, kind of lagged there, my bad. But what I love too is with you guys setting the foundation for the basic knowledge that we needed to take with this and run with it. What I loved most was that, you gave us everything that we needed to know to start this business, right? Which, and that saved us almost 5 years of time in and of itself. And when we took that over and then we saw, oh my gosh, like this is not only working, it's like succeeding beyond all measures that we even could have, fathomed. Like I was assuming that we were just going to get, maybe $10,000 a month kind of thing. Like, hey, we're going to be able to keep the lights on, keep everybody in house, and at least we're not losing money during this time of the year. When in fact, those 3-4 months of actual business are close to 70% of our annual intake between those two companies alone.
that's great, man. Congrats.
So
That's awesome.
And it's the jolliest time of the year,
Yeah.
So you go from owning different companies, because I know a lot of people own landscape companies. I know some of them are probably in construction, electrical guys, all these different areas. And so whenever you're able to, break away from that for a short period of time, it's almost re-energizing for the entire team to just do something different, be involved with a new type of clientele base. And it really does kind of help split up the year with the employees and the team members that we have.
Yeah, and I love to hear, the foundation was, you started, training with us and stuff like that. And I love seeing the success. I mean, the success is in you and taking, what we provided to you and hopefully save you some time, like you said, saved you 5 years or whatever you may have evolved into, but you really did the hard work. You went out there and you made it happen. So I commend you on that. That's awesome. So let me go back to your military experience. Do you have anything in there? And I don't want you to talk too much about it, because I'm sure it's going to be a lot of it that's going to be in your, in your class that you're doing at CLIPACon. Anything you can, attribute to, something you learned in the military that you brought into your business that has really just helped you so much, besides discipline and stuff like that. I'm sure that's a main thing. And I have met some military guys where it's like, really, you went through the military? Oh, that's scary, type thing. And, because it's like, you can't even make a light bulb, buddy. I don't know how you made it through the military, type thing. But anything you can attribute to, your success?
Yes, absolutely. And I'm actually going to be hitting on this at the CLIPACon. And so where I'm going to be starting is the 14 Marine Corps leadership traits. And I'm going to hit on one of those right now. And one of those is knowledge. And I know that seems very, very dim and just, not so much, but knowledge by definition is the understanding of a science or an art, in this case, the understanding of Christmas lighting.
Yeah.
And knowledge, you have acquired information. Knowledge means that you have acquired information and that you understand people. So you can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you don't understand how to utilize that towards people, then you're not very knowledgeable about your industry. And so being able to understand the different components, of our entire business line, from obviously the inventory, the type of equipment, and the how to put it up, but also how to actually properly sell those components in really just what's the word, I've gone blank, in just really cool ways. And so I think that that's a really good point, because you can have knowledge on the inventory from how much is going on. So that way, when you get late into the season, your salespeople have better understandings of their numbers. So that way there's not as much confusion there. And I'm also going to break into enthusiasm. I'm going to break into endurance. I'm going to break into being a just salesperson. So those are a few of the main leadership traits that I'm really going to dig into at the CLIPA and turning them into how to properly price and sell. And when I'm talking about properly pricing and selling, I'm more so going to be going through all the different variables that you need to account for on the back end. Not too many people really do teach proper pricing strategies. So I'm going to go over how to accumulate your hard costs, how to incorporate your markup percentages, different things to look towards in your team and how you're recruiting them, how you're paying them. So that way your pricing can almost become a fixed rate rather than a variable type process. Mm-hmm. And in this, everybody is going to be more successful, including the team members involved, because if the people that are doing the work are not making money, then the whole system is deemed to fail. Sure. Everybody, we cannot be greedy in any business. We need to make sure that everybody is taken care of, them before us as the owners. And being able to understand that in your pricing model will allow you to not only be able to afford them, but to actually provide a life for them.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love that you point out knowledge. A lot of people think, oh, yeah, I got so much knowledge, I'm going to be successful. It's applied knowledge that makes you successful. You can have all the knowledge in the world that's just floating around that brain. If you don't apply it somewhere and use it somewhere, you're Absolutely. Not going to be. So it's important Absolutely. To point that out. So very excited about it. Let's talk about your freedom services. You have your business, for you pressure washing. Is that right? Pressure washing.
It was pressure washing, soft washing. We also did industrial and environmental cleanups. So we were a little bit more than just your basic residential soft washing company. We did a lot more with DOTD, a lot of governmental type stuff. And so it was a little bit bigger than most, but we didn't have as much of a turnover. And the winter months were really low, and so that kind of is what led us to here.
And you hire vets, for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what's really cool too is now, so Freedom Services, I started it April 16th of 2016, April 14th of 2016, excuse me. And you got to get in the weeds when you're starting a business, especially when you're young. That's really where you're able to learn the nitty gritty, the nuts and bolts of everything. And it is important to go through that process, especially at a young age. So that way, whenever you get to this point where I've realized I have hit max product levels for what my company can actually do, with me being the sole owner. And so I adopted the mindset of quarters of a watermelon are better than a whole grape. And what that means is that I truly believe that power in numbers, rising tide lifts all ships. And with that mindset, why is it that I have to be the only successful person in this industry? Why can't we link up and combine and conquer each industry that we're involved in, from the cleaning side to our Christmas light industry, and including my construction side as well?
I'm gonna have to go back and take notes. There were so many cool little sayings in there, and I really like it. I'm gonna have to start using those in my thing. I like it.
Hey, you got to stay energetic and continuously reading and growing and knowing where people that have done this before and how they think. And process. It's all very important. The mindset is huge.
Yeah. So hiring, let's talk about that a little bit. So hiring employees and stuff, you veterans, that's you find them. Can you pass on any information if somebody wants to help out and do the same thing and hire veterans? Is
Absolutely.
there organizations they can go to? Is there a way to find them to
Absolutely.
hire?
Absolutely. So, one of the biggest components for our local recruiting is obviously Facebook. Believe it or not, it is a huge tool for reaching out. And there's a lot of local groups on Facebook that are geared towards the veteran communities and just reaching out continuously. We'll put a post out, on a weekly basis saying, hey, we're looking for a veteran team member, a crew leader, a salesman, yada, yada, yada. So people in the community are discussing it. But what I've just recently adopted in the past year, which has been a huge component to our growth and scalability, was the DoD Skill Bridge program. I hit on it a little bit earlier, but what it is it's an internship program that is providing military members to your company. They're basically tasked, their duty station is with your company for 6 months as an internship program. You're not allowed to pay these guys, but they're learning your entire business within 6 months. 1 out of every 10 people that you hire are usually going to end up staying and growing with you. And that was actually a study that I heard a couple of years ago. Now, with everything that's changed, I'm sure it's closer to 1 in 15 and 1 in every 20 that you hire. So those numbers are dwindling, and being able to have a supplied labor force that is coming to your profile, essentially, almost like you would at a normal college, to apply because they want to come home. They don't know necessarily what they want to do. College isn't necessarily the option for them. And so we take them in, we teach them our business strategies on what it is that they're seeking from us. So do you want to be a salesperson? Do you want to be a superintendent on a job site? And letting them apply for the position, so that way it weans out, just what it is that they're wanting to do, and you trying to find the right person because they're coming to you specifically. And going through that 6-month process, so that way they completely understand the business. In 3 months' time, we're going to have somebody immediately under them. So that way we have interns training interns on sales, office management, secretary stuff, and even the superintendent side. We're not going to get assistant technicians. We're not going to get, helpers for say through this program, but you're going to get leaders for this program. And to grow, you need the leaders, because you can go and fill the assistant technicians with talking to your friends and family even, but it's those leaders, the ones that stick around, the ones that already have embedded in them just an understanding of team unity, an understanding of a like-minded mission, attacking and carrying that out by all means. That's why I love hiring veterans, because that's already instilled in each and every one of us. And so you're that's almost a recruiting process that you get to check off the box immediately when these guys come and sit down with you. So the DoD Skill Bridge program, it is quite a intense process to go through. It took us about a year and a half to get involved and to where everything was approved. So we've been working on this now for 2 to 3 years, closer to 3. We just started up about a year ago, and it's been great, man. And what's cool too is, since we do have that real estate construction investing firm, now we're taking them in. Since they're still employed, they're able to use their VA home loans still while they're in. So we get them into a house and set up for success in their personal lives after they're getting out, with a business model that they can take with them, train if they decide to leave, or if they do decide to stay, be very, very powerful.
I love that, man. That's great. And I heard about that program. I randomly just at a bar, like some guys were talking. I was like, what? No, come on. That's not a real thing. And it is. And I heard the same thing as far as the process getting in. I heard 6 months, 8 months. It could take, some time. So anybody has an interest, definitely look into that. I think it's a great program and good opportunity to, bring somebody in and train them, teach them.
And if anybody once we meet, I've actually got a guy that works with me. His name is Ryan Nadolski. He works in my office, and he takes this entire thing. Like, this is one of his main focuses is the DoD Skill Bridge, going to SEPs and TAPS program, which are the separations and training assistance programs that each military member has to go through upon getting out. So that way we can educate them better and lead them towards, what it is that they want to do. They've been in this environment, in this world of you do what you're told, when you're told, how you're told.
Sure.
And now you need to be able to do that for yourself. And so being able to get them at the very early stages upon that exiting process is a huge component. I failed at that because when I got out, I had gone through quite a few issues on my Afghanistan deployment, and I decided to sit and rest. When I got home, I hadn't taken a break. Well, that was one of the worst things that I could have done for my psychology that I kind of regret doing. And so whenever we're able to apply, keeping a routine as you're going into this process of so many uncertainties in building a business, it's a huge component to keep you going.
Yeah. Well, I commend you on, going through what you did, in Afghanistan and pulling out of it and turning, whatever you've been going through, you're a success and you're doing well. And I love seeing it. And that's congrats to you. That's awesome. So, so many other people out there that need help, and, hopefully we'll do our part and you're going to do your part. Whatever we're doing is just a small, fraction of what can be done. So anybody out there, we definitely recommend, go after a charity, help somebody out. It doesn't have to be Folds. It doesn't have to be, other, whatever we talk about. It can be anything, but contribute.
Absolutely. And even if you're looking for more networking opportunities, a lot of people don't like to mix, nonprofit work with business because it may, no, actually, you're still able to donate to a really good cause, but the networking events that come from that. I mean, Folds of Honor is how I got connected with the LSU athletic department. So we service them. We do all these different things, and it feels good at the same time because, we don't always have to go and just donate $5,000 to a scholarship. No, sometimes we like to go bring a big pot out there, cook up some gumbo right on the side of the tee box to support everybody else that's doing it. And so being able to put yourself in situations of like-minded people that want to help out the community, regardless of who it's for, is always going to be impactful towards your business.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm glad you brought that up. That's good contribution right there. It may not be a monetary, it might not be money you're donating. You can donate time, you can donate, helping in a soup kitchen, whatever the case may be. It doesn't always have to be money. They need volunteers. They need people to help, this Folds, they have a PGA, or not a PGA, a tournament coming up. And they need volunteers for that stuff. So if you can't, give money, give your time, and that definitely goes a long way right there. So we've talked about your CLIPACon. We've talked about your speaking at CLIPACon. Can you give us a little insight to what you'll be speaking about, the title, and what we expect? I know you've kind of covered a little bit throughout this whole interview, but let's talk about the nitty-gritty of what you'll be talking about in that.
Absolutely. So, like I said earlier about the 14 main leadership traits, I'm going to be digging into 4, but also explaining all of those. And the main reason for that is because, so often is leadership discussed when it comes to being a boss, a team leader, even a team member. But very rarely is it talked about when, leading clients to make the right decision. And so I'm going to break those leadership traits down. And then from there, we're going to hone it really deep into the nuts and bolts of our proper pricing strategies. So that way we can utilize those leadership traits to the best of our abilities. We can continuously be enthusiastic because we all know what it's like. December 5th, December 10th, everything's going nuts. You've been doing it now. You're exhausted. Your team's exhausted, but maintaining enthusiasm so that way you can continuously bring in more contracts, continuously build and scale, and knowing how to properly do that. It's so easy to go on Google and look up, how much is the average pricing of Christmas light installations in my area or something like that. And, you're going to get $5-10 per foot range or whatever, but actually being able to hone in on what your company costs you day in and day out, from taxes to the hard costs to the marketing expenditures, even what you need to put away in saving and investing. So that way you can properly price to best fit your company's needs with its scalability. I'm really, really excited to do that, and really excited to break in there. And that's where I'm going to spend most of my time, is in the nuts and bolts of pricing, and maybe take a couple of Q&As depending on the time that we have. And if not, I'll be walking around the whole time so people can come and ask me.
Yeah, and it sounds like a lot of the subject you're talking about, maybe not just pertaining to Christmas lights. They can take this and run with this. What you're talking about, the leadership and all those rules that you're talking about, can be used in their other businesses. I mean, you have several other businesses, and it sounds like this stuff can pertain to any other business. Maybe I have a power washing, pressure washing, landscaping business. I can take the same principles you're talking about, and I can incorporate it into my business. It doesn't have to be Christmas lights. So I love that
100%.
about your subject. You're not just, and a lot of the speakers were not, I don't want people coming in there thinking like, oh, they're just going to talk about Christmas lights all day long. That's not it. And we've had our conversation, and I said, this is educating. I want everybody walking out of this, this room. And it sounds like the information you're providing, they're going to be like, wow, that was powerful. What a message. Great message. And
Absolutely.
very excited to hear you speak.
Well, thank you so much. And I'd also like to highlight one of the speakers speaking about the power of partnerships. I forget which one specifically. I do plan on going to that because, like I said, rising tide lifts all ships, and I couldn't do what I did by myself. There's no way in hell. And so when we come together and we're able to meet each other, that each individual that's a part of these industries that we all know so well, I think it's going to really help that, we can come together, we can learn and grow together, but also finding ways in which I can relieve you of some stresses. You can relieve me of some stresses. And like I said, build and grow together, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. I mean, I learn every single time I'm at these events, and just listening to the speakers and picking up little things here and there. Granted, I'm running around with the chicken, head cut off because we're putting on a conference, but just the networking side of things, and meeting new people, and meeting people face to face. I'm very excited about it, and very excited to have you. So one more thing before we go here, what's your plan for the rest of the day?
Oh, well, like I said, it is Mardi Gras here in Louisiana. So we're gonna go and pick up the kids after this, and take them to a little parade right down the road, and go catch some Mardi Gras beads. But on my normal day, if you were to ask me that, I'm actually going to be out, and I'm half my day I'm talking to other small business, either vendors, contractors, preferred partners, building up continuous relationships. Right now, currently, I'm talking to a drone company that can clean high-rise buildings from drone technology. We're talking to about opening up 3 other branches for our cleaning company. One in Houston, one in Lafayette, Louisiana, and another just north of New Orleans, Louisiana. We're working on acquiring a couple of different houses right now for our fix and flip portfolio, so that way we can keep our investment side of our business still actively pursuing. So today is a holiday, but I'm still here. We're still involved. Try every day. Doing something is important.
Well, you were a busy man, so it's a much deserved day off. You enjoy it with the kids, the family. And I do appreciate you coming on, and looking forward to seeing you speak at CLIPACon. So if you want to join us, you can come out to CLIPACon March 24th and 25th, Las Vegas, Sahara, Las Vegas. You can get tickets. Just visit clipa.com. There's more information on there. Powerful lineup speakers. This is probably our most powerful lineup that we've had for speakers. And I'm blessed to have them all here, including Robert, and very excited to see them all. If you can't make it out there, you're lost. No, I'm just kidding. We've got a lot of stuff for you. So if you can't make it out there, we'll see you maybe next year. But this is going to be a great one. So come out there. There's networking. We're going to have a lot of exhibitors there, vendors, exhibitors, not just lighting vendors. We're going to have other service related vendors there, which is very exciting to have them out there. They all set company cams.
And I don't mean to cut you off, but that's actually one of the best components of this is of y'all's event, excuse me. Is yes, the classes are great, and yes, the trade show is awesome, but what I love to do at these events is, like you said, the networking component, going up and talking to the day-to-day on everything about just basic issues that you're struggling with, and seeing how multitudes of people have handled that same situation in multitudes of ways, because there's 1,000 ways to fix one problem all the time. And so figuring out what works best for you with different types of knowledge, and being able to call upon these people throughout the year, being able to build and grow together, like we said, it's a huge component to even my success.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. And there's a lot of great events out there, but if you want to further your business, doesn't matter what it is, you don't have to be in the crystal site business, come out and see us. There's going to be so much power in that room, so many great speakers, so many good entrepreneurs, people that are doing, multiple million, $2 million in Christmas lights, that type of stuff, and other businesses as well. So very excited. Come on out, visit with us March 24th and 25th. We do have some classes going on too. We have a multi-seasonal lighting class. We're very excited about offering that. If you're looking to expand just your Christmas light business into February, March, April, May, June, we're offering classes where we're teaching you how to do that with multi-seasonal lighting products that you can use that are for year-round installation. So that's going to be one of the classes we offer actually on the 23rd. That is separate from CLIPA, so you need to buy a ticket for that. We also have a OSHA certification lift and safety class that we're offering out there. We're going to be about 3 or 4 hours in the classroom, and then we're going to shift outside, and we're going to have some lifts out there, and you're going to get a ride. You're going to go up and down in the lifts and get certified, OSHA certified. So something new that we've added to CLIPA, and we overwhelming response on that one. But both classes are booking up fast. So if you want to get in one of those classes, make sure you go to CLIPA.com or reach out to your sales rep, and we'll help you out. But Robert, thank you very much. I appreciate everything you do. And I am looking forward to seeing you, next month. Jesus, coming up quick here in about a month right now. So looking forward to hearing you speak, and I can't wait to see it, man.
You as well. Thank you so much again, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all there. Feel free to contact me. I'm pretty sure that you guys release our information in our websites and our Facebook pages and things like that. If you guys would like to reach out to me before the event and we can try and link up while we're there, would love to meet as many people as possible.
I'll do a post on MySpace account, and then that'll hit a ton of visitors.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank y'all so much again for this opportunity. I really, really am excited to see you guys in Las Vegas at the CLIPA, and yeah, let's get it.
All right, Robert. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.